I also love the chairperson of his own committee, and some say he's a mensch of note. He could be one of our best comedians. He's Alan Committie, and he finally found a gap in his very busy schedule to speak to us. After weeks of negotiations with our producers, he's live from Joburg now to discuss the year gone by and the recent elections. Alan, you know, we were at varsity together, and you didn't even know me. You didn't even want to look at me. You didn't want to be my friend. I tried. You iced me.
Now listen, let's stop that immediately, because this is fake news and I won't have it on ENCA. Renowned for facts. Let's talk facts. You were amazing. You were in the cool group, and I would stand and stare at you for hours, and you didn't give me the time of day. That's why I had to organize this interview to actually speak to you face to face, and I'm delighted to do so in front of the nation.
Thank you so much for coming on air. Look, my colleague Tapuma Makina is not in today, but apparently you two go way back.
Taps, man, I missed that man. He was so good on the radio, and I know he's even better on television. But honestly, I feel like it's better now. It's better now. It's just you and me, because we can have a clean focus. Because I know him. He'll make it all about himself.
He'll be very upset. What's this year been like for you, Alan? I mean, for me, it's just been a roller coaster. It must end.
Yeah, it has been crazy. And of course, not just a year, an 18-month period now of some madness. I've been lucky enough to have a couple of opportunities to perform live in Cape Town at Theatre on the Bay. And I'm currently, as you can see behind me, at Monte Casino Theatre doing my latest show, Apoca Laughs Now. And that's taken a kind of comic and lighthearted look at the madness. But the honest truth is that our industry, unlike Quentin de Kock, has been brought to its knees, the live theatre industry. And so in many ways, there's so many performers who haven't had an opportunity to have that engagement with a live audience, which we've missed so much. So the chance to do it has been fantastic. I've loved every single moment on stage.
Talk to me about COVID. How did you cope during that time? And did you manage to, I don't know, stand on the balcony and make people laugh? Or did you just creep into your cupboard and sit there for a couple of months?
I think, like most people, we had a bit of a roller coaster, didn't we? The moods changed. There were times when I kind of thought, well, this is an opportunity to just be still and take the rest that's been enforced on us. Then you get in your head a little bit. Then you got a bit bored. You got frustrated. You got a bit depressed. I was lucky to have a fan base that was very supportive. So we did 3 or 4 online shows. Not quite the same feeling, honestly, because you don't have that direct interaction. But having said that, it was an occasional oasis in that strange time. I then performed outside when it got a bit summery, and that was quite fun, playing to smallish audiences when we were allowed. But it was a strange time for everybody. And now, if even 3 or 4 people walk past me and they're too slow, I take them as an audience, and I do 10 minutes, because I will not take an audience for granted anymore.
You've got to take what you can get. What did you make of the elections?
100%. Like everybody else, I think we looked at the choices and went, but we knew that was our civic duty to make a decision. So I went off and voted. I stood for a very long time in the booth, and then basically threw up the papers, enchanted. I think I did a kind of Harry Potter chant, hoping that the best of the best will fall into my hands and I'd vote for the right person. I don't know if I did, but the fact that I have voted means that I get to moan and hold someone accountable, at least for the next couple of years.
Alan, it's been a wild year for us. Is there any standout moment for you that you can tell us about that might just cheer us all up?
Well, for me, it's the fact that when I come back to an audience now, I don't take them for granted. This has been really beautiful. And every night that we've performed recently, it's not just the feeling that I get on stage, but to see a group of people loving the fact that they are connecting again as a group in laughter, and hopefully with laughter. You talk about hand signals, the applause and the unbelievable responses we've been getting. That has warmed me. That has kind of told me maybe there is still hope. Maybe there is a time after all of this madness is finished that there will be a huge swelling of people going off to support live music and dance and ballet and art, and hopefully some comedy.
Alan, when I think of you, I often think of Christmas. You kind of feel Christmassy. Have you got anything planned for the festive season?
Yeah, straight after we finish Apocalypse Now, which ends this week at Monte Casino, I go into planning for Committie's Comedy Carousel, which is a lineup of some of the great comics from Cape Town and around. We'll be at Theatre on the Bay from about the 10th of December right through the festive season to the middle of Jan, so people can book a CompuTicket and come and find out. But the pic you see on the screen now is the show that I finish this week at Monte Casino, which is my latest show, Apocalypse Now, and we finish on Sunday night. There's still some tickets available tonight and tomorrow, but we've been thrilled to have lovely full houses at 50% capacity. So what I call full house on the Rand-dollar exchange.
Well, you're harder to get hold of than Trevor Noah, so thank you for your time at last, all these years later. You can catch the final week of Alan Committie's Apocalypse Now at the Monte Casino Theatre this week, and this Christmas he's hosting Committie's Comedy Carousel at Theatre on the Bay in Cape Town from early next month.